As far as eerie places go, abandoned buildings typically top the list. The Donovan Mill in Silver City, Nevada is no exception. From the late 1800s through the mid-1900s, gold and silver ore were processed here using cyanide. Now, the dilapidated complex that remains is considered to be one of the most haunted locations in Nevada. Many believe it's haunted by a woman who committed suicide in the mill's office years ago. As the story goes, she suffered from gangrene in both of her feet, and one of them had to be amputated. Supposedly, she was in so much pain that the workers on the other side of the mill heard her horrific screams. When she was told they had to take her other foot, she decided to hang herself from the ceiling instead. Recently, a paranormal team was invited to the mill to conduct an investigation, and they will never forget what they heard and saw.
Bro, that said it weird too.
Yeah, it like drug it. Oh my God.
In June of 2019, Patrick McQuarrie and Sean Amesqua were given full access to the Donovan Mill. Although they were supposed to be the only two people inside, almost immediately, they got the feeling they weren't alone.
That's a creepy way to walk into a place.
Did you hear like footsteps like on the other side of this wall?
Yeah. Who's walking around in here?
As they delved deeper into the sprawling complex, the paranormal activity went from chilling.
Dude, you didn't just say my name, did you?
No.
Like,
Did you hear something?
dude.
Oh, no.
To absolutely terrifying.
Whoa, what the was that?
What? Dude,
I heard like a blood-curdling girl scream.
I didn't hear it with my own ears. Sean, who was actually filming and then his headphones on, and he heard it through the actual microphone that we were using through my lav mic or one of the mics on top of the camera.
Could that have been the scream of the woman who hanged herself in the office?
It sounded like somebody screaming in pain a good maybe 100 yards, 150 yards away, which is exactly where the office was.
Patrick and Sean immediately made their way to that very office. Where they set up 2 cameras and a spirit box, hoping to communicate with the woman from beyond the veil.
if there was a lady that committed suicide in here, can you, if you can, use the energy, come and talk through this box. Tell us what happened.
What this spirit box does is it scans AM radio frequencies. And the theory is that the spirit is able to manipulate the device in a way that stops on words that they want to communicate.
Okay, so if there's anybody in here, we're gonna leave this box set up. You can come and actually communicate through that.
Patrick and Sean then left the room.
I feel like human contamination keeps paranormal phenomena at bay, so I'm a big fan of just leaving gear, recording to do its own thing, and just allow the room to be.
A short while later, they returned to review the footage.
Who's in here? Did you want us to come back? Dude, different vibe in here. Dude, there's a totally different vibe in here. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
As soon as we walked in, it felt very heavy. It felt very tense, very uncomfortable.
While investigating, there's actually this strange phenomenon where you walk into a room and you could just instantly tell there's something strange going on. It's not a temperature thing, it's not quite a pressure thing, it's just some sort of information that some humans, it doesn't even seem like every human can pick up on it, but they can immediately recognize that the room just feels differently, and oftentimes that's when some sort of strange activity will manifest.
And sure enough, here's what the cameras and spirit box captured while they were gone.
There was actually a full conversation that came through, and one of the creepiest lines was when a man's voice came through and said they chopped off her feet.
And that's not all. Watch as a spirit's orb flies by the camera, followed by the sound of a door slamming shut.
Whatever it was, manifested, flew towards the door, opened it enough to then have the door come back and close shut, which is terrifying. I have personally done over 1,000 investigations, and I have never, ever seen anything like that.
But that paled in comparison to what happened next.
Let's sit down right here, dude.
Yeah.
As Patrick sits down to continue the conversation.
Use some energy. Use whatever energy you need.
Before time. Shake it.
Before time?
Why did that say two words?
Yeah, it's 2 whole words on there.
Oh, no. Bro, that said it weird too.
Yeah, it like drug it. Oh my god! What the that was a
Dude, no, that was not me. Dude, oh my god, I got chills up to my... Dude, I got chills all the way up to like...
That wasn't you?
That was not me, dude.
I'm looking at Sean thinking, did you accidentally kick it? And he's looking at me like, was that you? Was that you? And it was not me. That chair moved 100% on its own. It was absolutely terrifying.
Dude, it's not on anything either. Like, it's not like it would like tip over.
We try to debunk everything. So we spent well over an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, trying to recreate it.
Wow, my heart is racing right now.
Trying to come up with some kind of explanation, and we couldn't.
I'm sitting here, aiming over here. Patrick's sitting in this chair right here. I mean, even if I wanted to screw with him, I absolutely could not. I couldn't reach that chair.
To further prove it was neither of them who moved the chair, Sean and Patrick review the footage from the other 2 cameras.
Bro, that said it weird too.
Yeah, it like drug it. Oh my god!
Yeah, it like drug it.
This is what I love to see on investigations. Multiple camera angles. If it just happened on the one camera, it's easy to be skeptical. Oh, he moved it. Oh, there's a string. There's somebody just off frame moving that chair. But we had 2 other angles to consult, and there's no way that he could have caused the chair to move by his actions. So if it wasn't him, what was it?
Holy...
Sean and Patrick leave soon after, convinced that the building was haunted. Later that night, Patrick had a sudden realization that stunned him.
The woman in that room supposedly committed suicide by jumping off of a chair. And watching it, I was like, that is exactly what it looks like. It looks like somebody was standing on it, jumped off, and kicked the back end of it with their foot on the way down.
Bro, that said it weird too.
Yeah, it like drug it. Oh my god! What the?
And I got bad chills when I kind of made that realization. This is absolutely one of the best pieces of evidence I have ever captured. The scream, that they chopped off her feet, EVP through the spirit box, and then having a chair move in the exact spot where she supposedly committed suicide.
Yeah, it like drug it. Oh my god!
It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Like drug it. Oh my god! What the?
If you want to avoid encountering any kind of paranormal activity in your life, steering clear of certain obvious locations might be a good start. Creepy basements, dusty attics, and thick, dark forests are all ideal settings for bone-chilling events. But be warned, every once in a while, the paranormal has a way of appearing in more unlikely places. Places you would never expect. Places like your local sports bar. One morning in October 2017, the manager of Crony Sports Grill in Ventura, California, arrived to open the bar when he noticed something was out of place.
I got to Crony's first thing this morning and saw a bar stool on the ground. I looked at the cameras to see why, and this is what I saw.
This was recorded sometime in the middle of the night before.
Crony's Ventura, after work, haunted.
1 week later, the same manager is approached by a customer who noticed something peculiar while dining. After reviewing the video himself, he shows it to one of his coworkers.
Hey Aubrey, remember last week when I said the place was haunted and the chair fell? Well, it happened again during the day and a customer told us about it. Watch this chair right there. Just moves a little bit. Oh, see that? And watch the family. The family moves too. They saw it. And she even gets up and looks at it. Watch.
This footage is cool because we get two different times. At night, when no one else is around, we see the chair fall over. And then during the day, when he actually has a customer, the chair does the same thing, which makes me think it's probably a residual haunting, probably an entity that stays there throughout the days and obviously throughout the nights. They just sort of get stuck in a loop. Maybe this is just an entity that wants to stay past bar close.
This is a perfect illustration that spirit activity happens day and night. There's no specific window that is better than another. It's 24/7.
The fact that it is object manipulation tells me that it could be poltergeist activity, or at the very least, a very active spirit.
That's not a casual gust of wind. That's requiring force from somewhere. Often, the attitude or the atmosphere with a poltergeist is sort of chaos. Disturbing the peace is the manifestation of a poltergeist.
It's entirely possible that whatever is at work here isn't necessarily trying to get a specific person's attention. Maybe it's just going about its own reality, and that overlap with ours is causing an interaction, something to be done, and in this case, it's the chair getting knocked over.
Of course, what makes these videos even more exceptional and more credible are the multiple witnesses present when the second chair tips.
See that? And watch the family. The family moves too. They saw it. And she even gets up and looks at it.
She had the same reaction that I would have. She moves it out. She goes, what's wrong with this chair? You would think, well, maybe the chair has a faulty leg and the next person is just going to end up on the rear end. But it also kind of proves to us that there are literally no strings attached. Because if there were, she would have noticed them.
She played it cool. She didn't go running out of the restaurant. She didn't grab her kid and run. She saw something out the corner of her eye, got up to investigate herself. She moved the chair, she pushed it in, and then sat back down. Probably just dismissed it. Maybe she wasn't aware that this place was haunted. So when she sees this episode, she's gonna be in for a surprise.
But if Crony's is indeed haunted, who exactly is haunting it and why?
Maybe it's an old regular, you know, maybe that was his stool that he used to sit on and just wanted to say, hey, you know, I'm here, and just having some fun.
It could be a former employee that's haunting the place, or a person that used to love going to that bar and in his afterlife just decides to stick around and watch sports there. I mean, this is your typical haunted establishment. You're bound to capture things on camera at these places. It happens all the time.
At this time, it's unclear if the spirit is here because of the restaurant. It could be the land. It could be any number of reasons that we have yet to discover.
If I were the owner of the restaurant, more cameras would be in order. If this thing has happened twice, chances are it will happen again. Because often apparitional activity, it's like this pattern where they just keep repeating the same functions. It would be interesting to see if a different chair moved the next time.
So the next time you're at a sports bar, pay attention to your surroundings, because you never know who may be dropping in from the afterlife. Being a police officer is one of the most difficult and stressful jobs one can have. Each shift is filled with unpredictable and potentially life-threatening situations. So when their shift is over and it's time to relax, the last thing they want to deal with is a trespasser on their own property, especially one that's a ghost. One night in 2017, Brianna Hernandez, a New Mexico police officer, and her husband at the time, sat down to eat dinner at their kitchen bar. Little did they know, this would be no ordinary evening meal, as some kind of figure passes by their security camera. Startled, the couple jumps up to get a closer look and are immediately shaken by what they see, because whatever it isn't human.
That's definitely the first time that we've seen anything like that. Our cameras are attached to our television through a DVR. So we had let our cats out to wander around and like use the bathroom and stuff before bedtime. So we were sitting at our bar eating and, you know, like looking over at the camera just to like see if our cats were, you know, coming home yet. And that's when we saw what we thought was a ghost and we kind of freaked out. We've seen people walking by on it before, and our cameras are motion censored and they have heat sensors on them, so they'll pick stuff up like that. And the fact that our cameras sensors didn't go off at all, that was kind of like reiterated, like, no, I don't think that was somebody walking by. For us, we were like, it has to be a ghost.
At first, I want to say, oh, a person walked past your driveway. Then you look closely, that's not a person. And the clarity of everything else on that camera, if it were a person, I'd be able to see that it's a person. And this isn't.
You don't really get any visual on the feet, the legs, or the head, or even arms. Whatever this is, the being doesn't seem to be complete.
It has an opaque center, which to me means it's not an energy, it's not a spirit, it's a physical being. But its energy trails behind it in such an interesting way that doesn't happen with humans. You know, you don't leave a trail of energy behind you as you walk. Whatever that is, it's incredibly charged.
One aspect of this video that I think lends to its authenticity is the reaction of the people that captured it. They obviously seen tapes of their property beforehand, and they've never seen anything like this before. So it truly is an anomaly to the point where they not only took note of it, but they seemed genuinely freaked out by what they're seeing there.
Hoping to pinpoint who might be haunting their neighborhood, Brianna used her policing skills and resources to do some investigating.
I was a police officer for the city of Clovis, so I kind of tried to dig a little bit more into it, like the history of like that area, and I couldn't really find anything. So I don't know, we just kind of summed it up to being like, maybe it was just a spirit, you know, just freely walking around, I guess.
Brianna posted the amazing ghost capture online. It quickly went viral, with thousands of views, and sparked a debate between believers and skeptics.
I didn't expect it to be shared so many times and to like be so widespread as it ended up being. A lot of people, they agreed. They thought it was a ghost, but then we had a lot of people saying, no, it was a person. And so we were like, well, what if it was? A few days later, we went outside and we tried to test it, walking by at kind of like the same distance that the ghost would have been walking by, and it didn't look the same for us doing it either. And it can still make out your clothing and stuff. Like if you're wearing a hat or like if your hair is down or up, like you can still make stuff out. So we were like, no, we still are pretty like firm on, no, we think we saw a ghost.
Brianna has since moved from that house, but she'll never forget the apparition that interrupted her dinner that night. And like many before her who've had a brush with the paranormal, Brianna found the experience to be more fascinating than frightening.
We just thought it was more interesting than anything. It's just kind of something fun to like share with other people, to be able to say that you saw that. But we weren't scared or anything. We were like, as long as it's not in the house, we don't care.
For many, apparitions and ghost sightings are absolutely terrifying. But believe it or not, every once in a while, they can be comforting. Especially if it's a beloved pet paying you a visit from the other side. And according to experts, because of the tight bond between pets and their owners, this type of haunting is more common than you might think.
What the?
In January 2014, Barry and Christine Kennedy from Lancashire, England, lost their 18-year-old dog named Muttley. 2 months later, they were standing in their hallway filming their pet rabbit, just off screen to the right, when they caught this.
What the?
A ghost dog that looked very much like Muttley.
What the?
When I first saw this clip, I didn't think it was more than just a wisp or just some sort of light anomaly. But when I reviewed it several times, you really can see what looks to be a dog walking across the floor. You go back and you freeze the video, there are details as to the leg and the neck and the head that can be seen, and it seems to be walking and turning its head toward the left where it's going, just the way a dog would. So it doesn't take a lot of imagination to look at it and see what appears to be an animal.
What makes the video even more compelling is that the couple claims a sinister spirit haunted their home for many years prior to this. Christine claims it would hurl objects, scratch her, and sit on their daughter's beds. But after Muttley's ghost paid them a visit, those hauntings have stopped.
Can it be possible that even after their passing, they continue to protect their masters? Could it be that they still watch out for us and come back to protect us from something that could cause us harm?
Coming back to protect their best friends is certainly one reason these spirits might manifest. Another may be to simply say a final goodbye. In 2016, Chad and Kimberly Pierce from North Carolina had to put down one of their two dogs, a 12-year-old Cocker Spaniel named Sadie. They got a new puppy named Bella a week later, and as they were filming their golden retriever Roscoe and their new puppy playing with each other, they captured something remarkable. Watch closely, as just before Bella comes running into the living room, the spirit of Sadie seems to make a brief appearance.
We didn't catch it at first. It was a few days later, and we're showing it to a friend and caught it then. And when we saw the image on the video, it was joy and tears at the same time. We felt like she was still there. Or it's her way of saying, hey, I'm okay. I'm okay with you getting this new puppy. I mean, it was more of a relief than anything.
You know, it's interesting because when she does that little whistle to call her pet, it makes it seem like this is some sort of intelligent energy, that this dog is aware, even in the afterlife, of its owners calling him through that whistle. And there you go. You see the little Cocker Spaniel like manifest in the middle of the room, and with the same exact formation and shape. You could see the little muff. You could see the Cocker Spaniel telltale ears come towards the whistle just like it would have done in life.
I still feel like it was her saying, hey, y'all, I'm at peace. I'm good. I really do feel like that to this day even. Her way of saying everything's okay.
And now for our third ghost dog video, shot in 2018 in Harpster, Ohio. Carrie and Casey Green were screening their security camera footage when they noticed a familiar-looking figure walking between their house and garage.
Our dog Duke had passed away a couple of months before, and it was my first thought was, is it the ghost of Duke?
It was a striking resemblance.
Yeah, just kind of the way
dog that
he was
we
just kind of a happy-go-lucky dog, and the spirit that is caught on camera, I think, doesn't appear to be, anything evil, or just kind of looks like it's a happy dog to me. I thought, man, I wonder if that's still him or something, and got the cold chills and the hair standing up on the neck.
This one is interesting because the dog-shaped apparition sticks to the sidewalks. It's not just moving flatly across the camera, which might speak to a light glare or a reflection of something moving in a different space. This is very clearly a mostly translucent dog-shaped image that's following the sidewalk around the house and then continuing left exactly in the path that a real dog would probably walk.
Anybody that's a dog owner can definitely see that that's a dog walking in the form of a shadow.
Yes, it looks like the spirit of a dog, maybe even Duke. But does that mean it was?
Is this the spirit of their dog that's passed away that is coming in to visit? Or is this a residual or a place memory haunting of that dog has taken that path and we're just watching the leftover energy sort of replaying itself, where it's not the spirit of the dog, it's just sort of the essence of the dog that repeats the same action that the dog, I'm sure, has taken, thousands of times.
This one definitely felt residual. This one didn't seem to be a spirit or an entity exploring a space or engaging with a space. I could see this being, that's the path this dog walked every morning, every day of its life, maybe with its family, and it just, that energy, that entity is still following that same path.
Whether it was actually Duke's spirit walking past their home or something else entirely, Casey and Carrie would love to see it again.
We had upgraded our cameras to a different style of camera. We haven't caught anything on those at all.
Makes me want to put that one back out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Abandoned, decrepit buildings are inherently creepy. But when that building is a 118-year-old church that was destroyed in a hurricane and experienced life and death, the creepy factor goes up, way up. So what would possess a man to visit a haunted church like this in the middle of the night? By himself. A man who is asking to be terrified.
Make this chair move. Make it move. What in the world? All right, guys, I'm just gonna peek in this little room right here. It looks like it's in the back of the church. It looks like a storage area.
It's 2 a.m. on September 3rd, 2019, in Bellevue, Florida. Chris Lamia, an urban ghost hunter, has challenged himself to remain inside an abandoned church that's said to be haunted. for at least 30 minutes.
Okay.
From when it was founded in 1902, this Baptist church served as a place of worship until it was damaged beyond repair by Hurricane Irma in 2017.
All right, I'm coming in through the side door.
My name's Chris, last name's Lamia, and when I walked into that place, I'd lie if I said I wasn't scared. I was definitely scared.
It looks like it's ready to collapse any minute.
All that's left inside are damaged Bibles, broken furniture, and someone or something else.
What the hell? Oh my goodness. That's the Bible. Oh wow, look at that. Oh my God. Here we go. Here we go. What do I do here? I'm completely frozen, guys. Completely frozen in my tracks. Oh my God.
The strange part of it is that your whole body just freezes up, where you just feel like you just lock up and you can't move. So that's kind of where I was in that moment.
The clock is ticking, but not nearly fast enough.
Oh my God. So I went to pick this up. This whole thing. Look at this, look at this. Okay, this is really freaking me out, guys.
There was definitely something going on, whether it was a spirit or spirits knocking these chairs over, or just, you know, the energy of this gentleman, of Chris going in there causing that to happen, or kind of intention PK. I wish this would happen so much that it happens.
Completely dizzy. I am so dizzy right now.
Just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I start breathing a little heavy, and I have to sit, because if I don't sit, I don't know how long I'm going to be out for. I have passed out once before, and I don't want it to happen again.
I hear something.
Halfway through, Chris attempts to collect himself.
I hear you. I hear you.
But then, the haunting becomes physical.
This just hit me in the head now.
Chris now appears to be under attack. But is he in danger?
This has been a place of worship for well over 100 years. So this place has seen sadness, hope, death, baptisms, you know, all sorts of things that attribute to milestone human events, and also becomes a crutch for people's emotional and spiritual well-being. Something like a hurricane to destroy a place like this, that type of natural disaster can stir up all of that.
This chair stood up, fell down, moved like crazy. Look, look. That chair just moved. I just don't understand it. I just really don't understand it. But, what in the hell?
I think that this is probably residual energy. If it is a residual haunting, then you're going to have people moving chairs to get ready for the service. You're going to have Bibles falling for the clergy members reaching for them. Like, all of it makes sense to me.
Guys, look at this, look at this, look at that.
That was actually really freaky, because I look over my right shoulder and there's an office chair that's just spinning. And as soon as I looked, it's just, I caught it on camera spinning, but it just stopped. No, it's just insane. It's insane.
When ghosts zero in on things to manipulate, they usually zero in on things that had human activity tied to them. And we spend a lot of time sitting at our tables, at desks, at work, at home, on the couch. Chairs are a focus of human activity. It makes sense that spirits might be drawn there.
I don't know if it's just something that I'm bringing out. I think they might feed off of fear, and it seems to be when I calm down, everything else sort of calms down.
Chill out, I'm gonna calm down.
I think the goal is to try and interact, but I get so worked up that I don't even get to that point. I'm on fire, whatever it is on fire, and all chaos breaks out.
About 2/3 of the way through his challenge,
This is it's just pure evil. I mean, I can't see this as anything other than pure evil. Absolutely evil.
a decidedly different kind of force suddenly intervenes.
Cops are here. Gotta go, guys. Cops are here.
With about 7 minutes left to go in his 30-minute challenge, Chris is told by police to leave the property, which is fine by him.
I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad he showed up because this place is nuts. I'm out. I'm not going back in.
I was highly relieved when the cops showed up. After I turned the cameras off, that was it. I got in the car and got the heck out of there.
Although Chris walked away terrified that night, it won't stop him from ghost hunting in the future.
It's kind of like when you're riding that roller coaster and you say you never get back on it, and the next day you're right back on it. It's just something to be said about it. It's an adrenaline rush.
Look at that. Oh my God. Here we go. Here we go.
Accidents such as spilled drinks, dropped plates, or broken glasses happen from time to time at bars and restaurants. Usually there's a waiter or bartender to blame, and it's no big deal. They just clean up the mess and go on with their day. However, there's a bar in Australia where this has become a common occurrence. But it's not an employee breaking things. It's a ghost. According to the staff at the Carlisle Castle Hotel Bar in New South Wales, Australia, eerie things had been happening for years, leading them to believe the place is haunted. In January 2014, the owner finally captured proof of the paranormal activity on his CCTV cameras. Keep your eyes on the shelves of wine in the middle of the screen. As 2 bottles inexplicably fall off the shelf. That same night, a security camera in the bar captures another unexplained event. Keep your eyes on the waitress leaning over the counter as a wine glass drops from the overhead rack and nearly hits her. Then, that same month, a 3rd camera in the dining room captures what appears to be a ghostly figure waving its arms. Any one of these events would raise an eyebrow. All 3 together seem to be conclusive proof. The restaurant is haunted.
A lot of these buildings are super old. There's tons of people that come in daily. All kinds of emotions, from sadness to happiness, anger, fighting. So it's no surprise that some of this energy seems to linger on.
And of the 3 clips, the one that captured the apparition in the dining room is perhaps the best illustration of whoever or whatever that energy is.
This seems to be a translucent object that seems to have a form. It's kind of hard to figure out what that form is, but it's also very difficult to try to figure out what it might be if it isn't a ghost, because you think about things that might get in the way of the camera lens, a particle of dust. It doesn't seem to be that. It doesn't seem to be a reflection. It seems to be scanning the room almost.
It's not just an ambiguous or circular orb shape. It's fairly vertical. It moves in the way a person would move. It seems like a definite human apparition. And you combine the wine bottle falling and have a glass fly around, there's a definite sense of consistency in the way that this particular manifestation is happening.
Whatever this energy is doing, it definitely seems to have a sort of intelligence behind it, and it seems to want to frame other people for these mishaps.
The owner believes the entity could be a disgruntled and now deceased employee from the 90s, named Pete, or as they refer to him now, Old Pete. And according to the staff, Old Pete loved red wine.
If this was Old Pete trying to get his nightly bottle of wine, it would make sense that his spirit was capable of knocking it off, but not necessarily maneuvering it in a way that would make sense with people with thumbs and hands.
If the staff at the Carlisle Castle Hotel bar wants to make peace with Old Pete, they may want to heed some advice from the experts.
What management needs to do in this case is every morning pour out a nice glass of wine for Pete. He's obviously just looking to get hammered again, so give him a little wine and I guarantee you everything will be fine.
The Loire Valley of France is known for its majestic castles dating back centuries that were once home to the kings and queens of France. But hidden in this region's countryside lies a massive abandoned building with a tortured past, filled with sorrow and pain. When one young Frenchman and his sister dared to venture inside this building, they made a highly unusual encounter that would prove incredibly dangerous. Because not only did they see an entity, twice, one of them was also attacked.
On peut pas passer par là, petit loup.
In the spring of 2013,
On peut pas passer par là.
Jesse and his sister Alex set off to explore this abandoned building in Beaumont-la-Rance, France. Built in 1906, this dilapidated building once served as an orphanage, a hospital, and even a hospice. People lived and died on these premises, and rumor has it, it's haunted.
Recule, voir. Est-ce que là, je te vois bien? Voilà, je te vois bien.
But before they even step foot inside, they hear something. A haunting wail.
C'était quoi ce bruit? Non, mais arrête. Non, arrête.
Elle t'a entendu?
Although clearly freaked out, Jesse convinces his sister to enter.
Pas qu'il y ait quelqu'un. Voilà, porte. Vas-y, arrête. Non, sérieux, arrête. Moi, je flippe, sérieux.
The inside is equally terrifying, with visible signs of creepiness everywhere.
Regarde le couloir, putain, c'est juste. Pourquoi il y a des croix partout? Non, putain. Putain, tu vois ou quoi? Mais non. Je crois. Non, mais vas-y, arrête.
Oh putain, c'est chaud, franchement, c'est chaud.
C'est pas possible. C'était quoi?
My name is Jesse. I'm from Tours. At the moment in the video when the chair moves, we've lost it. We were asking ourselves, what's going on here? Was it the wind? Or was someone playing a trick on us? We don't know if it really moved or not. Things like that don't just happen.
But the haunting is just beginning. Jesse and Alex go back to the front door.
Il y a quelqu'un ou quoi?
when they suddenly see a figure.
Mais non, c'est pas possible.
Did you catch that? It looks like the ghost or shadow of a woman dressed in period clothing.
At first, we thought that our eyes were playing tricks on us, but when we realized that both of us had seen the same thing, that's when we really got scared.
We have a fully formed human figure with no detail whatsoever, other than the fact that it is a well-formed, completely solid, black, shrouded figure. Very similar to the way shadow figures are always described.
Very rarely, ghosts, appear as total human forms. Total, three-dimensional everything. It's a very rare sighting you would see something like this. Maybe 1 out of about 2,000. It's pretty remarkable.
But their curiosity overcomes their fear as the siblings go in pursuit of the mysterious entity. It's her again, the woman in black.
Non mais n'y va pas, dis-le, attends-moi. Vas-y, moi je peux pas monter, je monte pas.
But it's too late. Jessie is determined.
Oui.
I suddenly found myself climbing the stairs. I didn't see the black silhouette. I didn't see the black silhouette at all. And frankly, that was the moment when that was the moment I got really scared. I got really, really scared.
Déconne pas, je sais. Qu'est-ce que t'as, t'es con, vas-y, arrête tes conneries. Jessie, putain! Jessie, qu'est-ce que t'as, putain?
I've seen people touched, pushed, pulled by something, an entity, a spirit, and when you encounter that, when you look at them, they are not okay. Typically, the blood is drained from their face. They look shaken. They look changed.
Right before you get, hit or touched or whatever, the hair on your back stands up. You get like a tingly feeling, or you get like a cold feeling, or you just get some kind of like, heaviness in your chest. And then, all of a sudden this weird thing happens to you.
Qu'est-ce que t'as, putain?
On occasion, investigators will actually experience something like what this guy experienced. It's some sort of emotional shift. It's not quite a possession, but it'll drain you of your energy. It'll put the thoughts in your head that don't have a reason for being there. Sadness, anger, that kind of thing. It basically makes you shut down. Now, a lot of times people will leave the building and within a couple hours they're back to normal, completely fine. But this is something that happens from time to time.
Jesse is dazed, but able to get himself up and out of the building, which at this point is all both of them want to do.
Qu'est-ce que t'as, t'es con, vas-y, arrête tes conneries.
When I watch this, I think something doesn't want you there. Something wants to be left alone in this structure.
C'était quoi ce bruit? Non mais arrête.
However, the flip side could also be true, that maybe it wants to interact, and this is the way that it's trying to show, hey, I'm here, let's talk.
It's hard to determine whether or not encounters like what this gentleman actually suffered end up having long-term effects. I can't tell you one way or another, but I can say that allowing an outside entity to control your thoughts and emotions, that can't be good for you in any way. So if it were me, I would try to avoid these situations.
A part of that experience can stay with you. You can end up with some sort of connection to another plane or to the other side, or now you're doomed and haunted forever.
Suffice it to say, Jesse and Alex both learned a valuable lesson that day. Never underestimate the power of the paranormal.
Before this happened, let's just say that I was a skeptic. Now, I know that it exists, and we really mustn't play around with these things. It's frightening. It's scary.